Franklin Skills has a best in class technical training program that recruits individuals, puts them through a rigorous pre apprenticeship, and includes an assessment for their aptitude for a career in the roles where they're placing. So they've got their best in class program that they run, and YUPRO Placement is partnering with Franklin Skills to get those apprenticeships to companies where they have the need for the skill set, but they may not have the headcount to hire those apprentices directly. So UPRO Placement provides support in the form of administration, payrolling, timekeeping, insurance. It's a try before you buy pathway. So if you don't have your headcount, or if you want to see this apprentice work in action before you bring them on to your team, a Franklin Skills UPRO Placement partnership marries that best-in-class programming from Franklin Skills with an employer of record service from UPRO Placement. A lot of people, when they hear the word apprenticeship, they think of the skilled trades or healthcare as ways of doing that on-the-job learning. And apprentices in this day and age are increasingly flexible and oriented toward professional careers. Some roles that are particularly well-suited for apprenticeships are technical roles where there's concrete skill sets that you can demonstrate and make progress in. And those skill sets are consistent across different companies and different roles. We're partnering with Franklin Skills to offer apprenticeships in a number of different areas, including systems administration, networking, project management. But the bulk of our work with Franklin Skills is targeting a really niche industry, which is mainframe. But it's a really niche skill set, and it's not a skill set you learn if you get your average computer science degree. Because this skill set is so niche, Franklin Skills has built a real practice in developing talent specifically skilled in mainframe. And we partner with companies who have that mainframe infrastructure so that we can make sure we're customizing our program specifically toward what they need. In mainframe specifically, college grads often, they're really eager to move where the technology is moving into those really growing fields, whereas mainframe is a field of practice that is steady and important and vital, but it's not where the technology jobs are necessarily moving to. It's a really stable demand and a really specific skill set that can be hard to find for this reason. So sometimes companies will hire a college grad and bring them on, get them trained up. But within 6 months or a year, that college grad has found a job that seems more appealing to them. And then out they go to that new role, whereas you've invested all of this time in training that college grad just to see them walk over to another company. And in an apprenticeship model, we see stronger retention rates because in the pre-internship phase or the pre-apprenticeship phase of that programming, that apprentice has already gotten their feet wet. They already know what the disciplines are, the competencies are. They've already been tested and have made it through 100 to 120 training hours and an assessment that ensures that they have an aptitude for this skill set. So that combination lends itself to stronger retention because that apprentice has had the chance to make sure that this is the right career path for them. In today's labor market, the entry point for talent is shifting and evolving. And as AI comes in, there's a number of tasks that maybe you might have hired for 6 months ago that now you can automate. And so the profile of the person that you are hiring has shifted. When you bring an apprenticeship onto your team as an entry point, the way that that apprentice differentiates themselves is their ability to learn on the job. And if there's one thing that's true, it's that change is and will always be a constant in the world of work. And so when you hire an apprenticeship, you're hiring someone who is specialized at learning on the job. They come into the role with a high level of skill because they've completed their pre-apprenticeship. And then once they get on the job, they can acclimate relatively quickly because that learning piece is really close in their experience. Once they're on the job, they continue to learn from the job environment. And there's no classroom like the workplace, like the pressures of a real team striving to deliver results. Those are experiences that really are valuable for an apprentice to learn. And they're also really valuable from a team perspective to get someone that you know is primed and ready to learn what you need them to do, not just in the moment, but over time.